little screw-ups, my mess-ups, because he's already prepared for what I might do. He knows what I'm going to do before I do it, and he already made preparation for me before I get there. What follows darkness is light. That darkness is the indicator that light is getting ready to shine. So there it is in Genesis, when darkness was upon the face of the deep, and God in the spirit form moved upon the face of the waters, and then God said, let there be. Because darkness precedes the light. Are you understanding what I'm saying? But he needs the darkness there so that God can move upon the face of the deep, so that the shift can take place. Listen, look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor that shift take place in the darkness. Oh, God, y'all didn't hear what I just said. Everybody's not going to see the shift that's happening. They see the chaos, but they don't see the shift. They see all the craziness going on in your life, but they don't understand that underneath the darkness, God is moving in secret. He's moving in quiet. He's moving in the hidden places. He's moving in the cracks and the corners and the crevices. He's moving in places that you cannot see. And when the light comes, they're going to see a new order. Afraid to dream, afraid to imagine. But I'm here to tell you that you are an infinite, limitless, boundless being. Are you willing to do what is necessary to have what you desire?
Thank you for joining us. Please take a moment and like the Facebook page. Subscribe to the YouTube page and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when we go live. If you are finding value in these enrichment sessions, please consider supporting this page financially. Your donations allow us to continue to provide spiritual enlightenment, self-exploration, and kingdom knowledge. Also, consider becoming a partner because partnerships have this privilege. As a partner, you'll be able to attend our annual Partners Only Summer Summit, join us for our 6 a.m. virtual daily guided meditation sessions, weekly advanced empowerment sessions, regular prophetic insights and instructions, 30% discount on all Emerge books and merchandise, and a custom Emerge t-shirt. You'll also gain full access to the private Emerge movement community page as well as group chats. Once again, thank you for watching.
Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome to the Emerge Empowerment Session. I am your host, Isaac J. Miles Sr., and I am ecstatic that you have decided to join me. '26, powerful time, powerful day, powerful moment. Lord help me, Jesus! We just got rid of the snow that fell just a few weeks ago. It took 2 weeks for it to finally start to melt, and now all of a sudden, here it comes again. Hopefully it won't be too bad and it won't last too long, but that's a way of life up here, man. I'm telling you right now. Oh, that's the one thing that I really miss about being in the South. We didn't have to worry about this kind of snow. I am not a big fan of the snow at all. But we are here and we are ready to get into some things. I've got a few things that I want to discuss with you this afternoon, this evening. I hope that you've had an absolutely stupendous day, a productive day, and that you are taking advantage of the season that we find ourselves in right now, even in the midst of all of the chaos and the confusion that's happening here in the United States. We are still in a season where you can really begin to expand and elevate and accelerate in your purpose and toward your destiny. We're going to talk a little bit about that a little bit later, and get into a couple of things that I want to actually present to you concerning that. So don't you dare tune out. Stay with me. Now listen, here's what I need you to do before we get into the conversation for this evening. Why is my picture so dark? It's like I'm sitting in the dark. And I got the lights on and everything. I think it's the setting that I have for the camera going on. I'm going to have to look into that and try and fix that because it looks really dark. I mean, I'm dark already, but man, it almost looked like I'm about to disappear. But anyway, I'll attend to that a little bit later, probably before the next live broadcast. But anyway, I'm so glad that you're here. Here's what I need you to do. Those of you who are watching me on all platforms, I need you to like and share this live. No, not later. Do it now. I need you to do it right this moment. Hit the like button as many times as you like, or the love button if you want to. And most importantly, hit the share button. Share this live with everybody that you can think of. Your friends, your loved ones, your frenemies, your enemies, everybody. Just send out the link to everybody that you can think of. Share it on your page, share it on their page, share it in your group chat, send it out to your grandmama and them, everybody, and just invite them to come over and be a part of the conversation that we're getting ready to get into right at this moment. So please do it now. Go ahead. I'm waiting. I am waiting. I need you to do it right now. That you see the fit, it gets better. This is one of the many sweatshirts that I designed. It's on my website. That's called Humanities. It is a wonderful website where I have a number of different designs for hoodies, sweatshirts, and t-shirts that are there. Humanities.com. Go over and check it out if you will. And you can order your sweatshirt, you can order your hoodie, you can order your t-shirts there. And if you want a custom design, you can reach out to me. I do custom designs as well. Be glad to design something especially and exclusively for you.
So you should be sharing it right now and inviting your friends to come over and be a part of the live. I am kind of jibber jabbering to give you some time to do that. I'm going to run over here to the comments and see who we're working with. If you will, those of you who are already on, just say hello in the comments so I know who's out here. Hey, Kamoria, it's good to see you. I knew Toya and Sammy would be on here. Y'all are always here. Good to see you guys as well. I'm so glad that you've decided to join me. The rest of you that are watching, there's quite a few of you that are on right now. So just say hello in the comments real quick so I'll know who's out there. If you don't mind, say hello very quickly so I'll know who's out there watching with us while we're waiting for everyone to share the live. Hey, Sharon, okie dokie. I get that from you. I like when you say that, okie dokie. Sharon, it's good to see you. I'm glad that you are here. She is the founder of Infinite Life Conversations. You should go over and check out her Facebook page and her group and become a part of that. She does life coaching. She does a lot of insightful teaching and uplifting, inspiring words of encouragement that are there to help empower you in your life. So definitely, if you're not following her, you should go ahead and follow her page and go ahead and send her a friend request so that you can make that connection with her. She is absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Who else is on here with me? Who else is on here? And Kamoria, are you still doing catering? If you want some good food and a good caterer, someone to help plan events for you, you need to hook up with Kamoria Ford. She definitely has a fantastic business going on there. You want to connect with her, go ahead and go over to her page and click the link and be a part of, use her rather for your next engagement or your next event that you are planning. And if you need medical transportation, then you see Lady T on here. Toya Yancey is on the line. Her and her husband Sammy have a medical transport business that is absolutely phenomenal. Not just medical transportation, but transportation to wherever it is that you might need to go. You know how difficult it is to get from A to Z sometimes, and you don't want to get out there and have to drive. Contact them and they will arrange to get you to the location that you need to be, and it will get you there safely and on time. So make sure that you connect with her. Go over to her page, if you will, send her a friend request or follow them and connect with their business. Let's all support each other. That's how we build community. That's how we build generational wealth in our community, by supporting each other in our businesses. So definitely connect with them. All right. Everybody should have been sharing the live and sending it out to everyone that you know of. You can tag your friends in the comments as well. Please, if you are watching us via Facebook, go in the comments and tag everybody, lottie dottie, every doggone body that you know, and invite them to come over and be a part of the conversation as well. I would really appreciate that. You'll help me to be able to build this community and to reach even more people with this particular platform. Now, while I'm talking about that and giving you time to share and to interact and like this post, I want to invite all of you to become community partners with the Emerge movement. We have our own private Patreon page. The link for the Patreon page and for partnership is written right there in the description above. So please click the link, check it out. Click on our web page as well. Go over and check that out. That gives you all the information about what Emerge is all about. We are a spiritual virtual community that is committed to empowering you with the tools necessary for you to be able to create, cultivate, and curate the life that you desire. Empowering you with the tools and equipping you to be able to create the kind of spiritual life that you desire. We're not asking you to join a church. We're not asking you to become a part of a brick and mortar movement, but to be a part of a community, a virtual community all around the world, connecting with people who understand what it means to be a divine, animated expression of God in human form. It's not religion, it's relationship and connection. And so I invite you to come and be a part of this community. There's a free tier in the Emerge partnership portal there on Patreon. You can join. It's absolutely free, where we offer a lot of different information and insight and teaching that is available there. But then there is also a paid tier for those of you who'd like to be a paid partner that takes you even deeper and provides you with access to information that we don't necessarily put out here on the general platform, and that's not also on the free tier as well. I invite you to become a paid partner as well. Man, we've got so much that is available for you there. Everything from our financial fitness plan to our private diving deep sessions that we have to be able to discuss some things that are radically different from the religious ideologies and legalism and dogma that you may have been trained to believe throughout your entire life, and start to dig in and deconstruct some of the religious ideologies that you've held through your life, and to come and arrive at a truth that aligns with your highest vision and version of yourself. So I invite you to become a partner with the Emerge community right now. Do it today. All right, so everybody should have shared the live by now. Everybody should be tuned in, sitting back. You got your popcorn and your pencil and paper, and you're ready to be able to take some notes and listen and participate in the conversation. Now, listen, I invite you to engage in the comments. I want to hear what you think. I want your contributions. I want your input as we discuss these various things. There's not one particular topic that I want to focus on today. I actually have about 3 or 4 of them. So I'm going to kind of tick through them as quickly as possible for the time frame that we have allotted for this empowerment session. I try not to keep us on for more than an hour. I'm going to try and hold to that today. We might go a little bit over. Just a little bit, but I'm going to try my best to stay within that hour time frame. I was up early this morning. Well, I'm up early every morning. You know, I think it's a thing that when you get older, I won't say old, but when you get older, you start getting up earlier and earlier and earlier. I'm finding myself, for a long time, I've gotten up. I started out at about 5 o'clock, and then it went, and before I knew it, I was getting up at 4 o'clock. Now I'm starting to wake up at 3 and 2:30 and 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm just like, what in the world? But I was up very early this morning, and a particular text. I know, isn't that right, Cher? It's like you're waking up without an alarm. Me too. And it's like getting earlier. I mean, I'm not mad. I'm not complaining about it. I get up and start to do prayer and meditation and work my altar and spend some time in the presence of God. And then usually I'm greeted by the ancestors and angels and other souls that are there to converse and share information with me. And so it's a productive time. I'm just, like, wow, it's getting earlier and earlier. But then I do go to bed kind of early too. I used to be a night owl, man. When I was living down in Georgia, me and my friend, Pastor Michael Aker, would sit up there at the Huddle House. All you Northerners don't know nothing about no Huddle House. Think Waffle House, but a little more country. Oh my goodness. But we would sit up at this little place called a Huddle House, man. We would sit up until 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, just running our mouth and cutting the food and laughing and eating and having fun. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock is when I'm waking up now, man. Right around about 8:30, 9 o'clock, I start yawning. My sister will tell you, I wish she was on here. My sister Veronica, who just became the dean at Wesley Seminary here in Washington, D.C. I'm so proud of her. But she'll tell you, it's like, okay, my kids will tell you, you text and call me after 9 o'clock, 9:30, okay. Well, you'll get a response somewhere around about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning because I'm asleep. Unless there is some specific event for which I need to be awake, 9:30, I am off in another dimension. My soul is traveling because my body is asleep. I promise you it is. I promise you it is. Okay, see? Sheriff says, yes, it is. It really is. I thought I was the only one. No, you're not the only one. Trust me. Trust me. Okay, I am out. So, and as a result, consequently, I'm waking up earlier and earlier and earlier, but it is fruitful time. It is productive. So I'm enjoying that time that I get to spend in the presence, and I spend in meditation and in prayer and receiving downloads and uploads that I'm able to come back and share with all of you. Although, you know, I'll tell you this as well as I get older. I'm starting to get a little bit weary with social media. I used to be on Facebook all the time, and now those of you who have been my friends on Facebook or following my Facebook page, you see that I'm rarely on, and I don't post anywhere near as much as I used to. I still try and make sure that I do, the little brief videos and other posts like that because I want to keep the word out there. I want to keep encouraging and empowering people. And plus, Facebook pays me to post those things, as does TikTok. So I try and post, but I still don't post those even nearly as much. I used to do it like at least 2 times a day, and then it came down to once a day, and now it's like maybe once every other day, twice a week, or sometimes once or twice a month. It depends on how I'm feeling. I don't know. I'm just the whole social media world is just. I get a little weary with it because everybody has an opinion, and you got keyboard thugs and bullies and everybody want to cancel this one, that one, and the other for the least and the slightest little thing, and you got to make sure every little I is dotted and T is crossed, and I just get tired of it sometimes. And there's so much nonsense that goes on, but it is also a very valuable tool in a way to be able to reach people around the world. So I'm going to keep doing it, just probably not as much. I don't know. But anyway, so let me get back to what I was saying. I woke up early, really early this morning, and a particular text. My soul, one that I've known for years. It's from Luke chapter 10, this verse 19, and it says, "Behold, I give unto you power to tread upon scorpions, serpents, and upon all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you." Luke 10:19. Many of you have heard that text before. You may be familiar with it. I've heard it, preached it for a number of years. I realize that I'm coming up on 50 years of ministry this year. Do you realize? I'm getting old, man. December the 18th will be 50 years that I've been doing ministry. 50. That's longer than a lot of you been living. It's crazy. gracious. Lord have mercy. 50 years. But over those 50 years, I have preached and taught from that particular text, and I'm extremely familiar with it. I can quote it any time, wake up and I know it, backwards, forwards, sliding down a pole. I have exegesed the text and I understand exactly the context of the text. But for this morning, it began to resonate and reverberate within my conscious mind, within my soul. And I got a new perspective on it. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to share with you what I heard the Spirit of God within me began to say about this particular text. I'll quote it again. It says, "Behold, I give you power to tread over serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you." It's a powerful text. It is a powerful text. It's written in Luke chapter 10, verse 19. Now, it's written by a gentleman who never encountered Jesus during his lifetime. Luke never got to actually meet Jesus. He wasn't one of the disciples. He wasn't one of the followers. He actually wrote his particular version of the gospel, if you will, or the good news, or this text, almost over 100 years after Jesus' crucifixion and resurrection. So he was not a contemporary. He was not a colleague. So a lot of what he writes is what he received through the oral tradition being passed down from one person to another, and his association with some of the other disciples and others who were around Jesus, and then also from his being able to have access to the earliest gospel that was written, which is by the Gospel of Mark. And so therefore reading that and gleaning from it, but then also expanding upon it, the narrative that's recorded there in Mark. This is a narrative that you will find exclusively in Luke. And Luke offers a perspective on the life and times of Jesus that is very different. The book of Luke and the writing of Luke and the book of Acts, the Acts of the Apostles, also composed by Luke, at least most scholars believe, composed by Luke and compiled by Luke, offers a very different perspective on the life and times of Jesus. It kind of humanizes him while not disrespecting or disregarding his deity, but it also kind of humanizes him and makes Jesus a little bit more relatable to those of us who would later go on to read the text. And you could tell that he was writing with an audience in mind, that he wanted them to be able to relate to the person of Jesus as well as the deity of Jesus. But this particular text, he offers words of encouragement and purports that this is a statement that Jesus makes to the disciples, which are representative of the church, the ecclesia, the called out, the chosen, if you will, but also to the general existence of humanity. Jesus speaks to the entire world. Remember that Jesus' destiny and purpose in being in the earth was to empower humanity. And honestly, I think that in modern Christianity and in modern religion, period, we have kind of distorted what the whole purpose, the primary purpose of Jesus's existence in the earth was. That we've kind of distorted it and turned it into this fantastical fairy tale that kind of glorifies all of these other things, miraculous doings and occurrences that took place. But the primary purpose of this Jesus, the ascended master, one who was fully consciousness of his oneness with God, the Son of God, the personification of God, the expression of God, God in the flesh, was to be an example for all of humanity to see what was indeed and is indeed possible when you align yourself and become conscious of your oneness and connection with God as well. Remember that it is Luke that says, that records Jesus as having said, "Everything that you have seen me do, you can do also." Are you hearing me? And greater works shall you do. It is Luke that reminds us, purportedly through the words of Jesus, that the kingdom of God, that is the authority, the power of God, is not over here or over there, but it is inside of us. Luke and John are constantly reminding us of our ability to be able to do and be as Jesus was in the earth. The same Spirit, the gospel says, that raised Jesus from the dead. That same Spirit, that same divinity, that same power, that same force and energy, that same anointing, that same presence, that same deity that raised Jesus from the dead, he says, also quickens, that is, animates or makes alive, gives life and function to our mortal body. God, Christ, that anointing, that's presence, that godness in us, the hope of glory, animates our three-dimensional form, makes us alive. Paul comes along later in Romans and says, "Whoever does not have the Spirit of God is none of him." But then goes further in one of the other epistles and says, the body without the Spirit is dead, dormant, non-functional. So then, every functioning human being then, by necessity, has the presence of the Spirit within them. Because as soon as the Spirit leaves the body, it ceases to function. So the functionality of the body is made possible by the presence of the source, that is, God itself inside of us, is what makes humanity's function, its animation, possible. And I often say, if you want proof of this, all you have to do is go inside of any funeral home and if they will allow you to go back to where they store the bodies, or go into a morgue, and you will see human forms that have eyes but they can't see, ears but they can't hear, a nose but they can't smell, a mouth but they cannot speak. Why? Because the Spirit is gone. And when the Spirit leaves the body, then the body dies. It is inanimate. It is dormant. It is lifeless. It is the presence of the Spirit that gives animation and life to the body. Okay? I'm heading down a road that I didn't intend to go down to, because I wanted to come back to Luke 10:19. So let me make that curve and come back. Our divine selves, right, Kamoria? So Luke 10:19. Behold. Now I'm going to exegese in just a little bit, but before I do, let me say that Jesus is then speaking not only to the disciples, but this is for all mankind, for all humanity. And he says, I give unto you power. The word power has a dual meaning to it. There is dunamis in the Greek, which means that you have the ability, the strength, the might, the capability and capacity to do. And then there is exousia, which is the authority and the right to do. So you have power, both the ability, the capacity, the strength, and the might, as well as the authority and the right to do. Listen to what he says. Behold, I am giving you power. Okay? Now, from most religious ideology or perspective, it is presented as though he's saying, I am handing something to you that you didn't have before. But allow me to suggest to you a different perspective, because he begins this particular statement by saying, behold. Are you hearing me? Behold. And then says, I give unto you power. Behold. The word behold means to look, pay attention, or to become consciously aware of something, to awaken to something, to be enlightened by something, to make you consciously aware of something, means that it has always existed, it was always there, but you didn't know it or notice it or were not consciously aware of it. But Jesus begins this by saying, behold, drawing your attention to or reminding you, causing you to remember that I have given you, or that you have, that is invested, loaded, and coded within you, is this capacity, ability, might, and strength, as along with, coupled with authority and the right to do. Because just because you can do something doesn't mean you have the authority to do something. But he is saying, now I've given you the ability along with the authority to do this. I want to remind you, this is the perspective that was introduced to me this morning, that when Christ makes this statement, he is reminding us, making us aware of our infinite capacity, our limitless ability. And he goes on to expound upon its limitless power and authority by enumerating power to tread, to walk upon, to rise above, to operate in authority over, listen to what he says, serpents and scorpions. Are you understanding what I'm saying? He says, I am giving you the power and the authority. Okay? I'm giving you the capacity to walk over. Now, in the Near Eastern time, this is in the Middle East, the serpent and the scorpions were used not as literal, but symbolically. So he is speaking allegorically. He is not talking about going up, literally picking up a snake and picking up a scorpion. Don't be stupid. Let me please put this out here for some of you literalists and fundamentalists before you mess around and do something stupid and end up dead. Or as they used to say when I was a kid, you're going to wake up dead. This is not about you snake handling. Like you see some of these lunatics doing up in the Appalachian Mountains, dancing around there with rattlesnakes and getting bitten and dropping dead. Stupid. Okay, but the serpent and the scorpions are symbolic. The serpent often represents deception, chaos, confusion, and adversarial forces that are working against you. Enemies, secret enemies, those who lie in wait in the tall grass and try and prey upon what they perceive to be your weakness. Scorpions represent hidden danger and a venomous attack, injecting poison into your system. Those who bring you trash, gossip, poison, misinformation, disinformation, trying to poison your conscious mind. Okay? These are allegories, not literal. So let's look again. He says, I am making you consciously aware of these two hidden yet common enemies. Watch this. Both the serpent and the scorpion. Deception, chaos, anarchy, confusion, distraction, as well as those who would seek to poison, those people, places, and things that would seek to poison you with disinformation, disempowering thought, and legalism, dogma, religious ideology, environmental and cultural ideology that is antithetical to your divine nature. Listen, this is a powerful statement because all of us, every single one of us, have been subject to the external influences of environment and culture and family and religion and trauma and experiences, all designed to try and poison us, distract us, disempower us, engage us in chaos and confusion to keep us from fully recognizing and embracing our true identity and our divinity, our power that lies within us. Now, it's in many cases not intentional because these external influences most often really sincerely believe that they are trying to help you. Now, there are some that, of course, that are just, they do set out to nefariously affect your life. But in most cases, family members and friends, grandmama and them and granddaddy and cousins and aunties and brothers and sisters and the preacher, the bishop, the prophet, the apostle, and the imam and the guru and the teacher all feel that they are trying to do what is best for you, but in many cases, because of their own ignorance, have disempowered you and brought confusion or constraint and confinement through legalisms, dogma, rhetoric, and pathology that put you in a position where you are torn, tattered, and following a particular pattern of operation, a mode of thinking that has kept you on a proverbial wheel going around in circles, but never really seeing real production in your life. How long have you been a part of this? How long have you been a part of this organization or that organization, or gone to this particular place, or been a part of this particular religious ideology, and you believed and you followed and you did followed the rules and you did what they told you and did all of the things that they ask of you, and yet, come on, let's tell the truth, your life is no better than it would have been had you just followed Bozo the Clown or Herman Monster. I don't know what made me say Bozo and Herman the Monster, but Barney the Purple Dragon or Bugs Bunny. You understand? They yell and spit and lie and get loud and entertained, and they slap you with oil and knock you on the ground. But when you get through all of that, you had an emotional rush. You've been hyped, but you haven't been helped. Yet Christ says, I am trying to remind you, change your mind, transform you by the renewing of your mind, remind you and get you to remember, reassemble, reconnect, configure your view of who you are. I'm trying to remind you of the power, the capacity, ability, might, and strength, along with the authority and the right and responsibility that is already loaded and coded in your DNA. That you have power over all of these nefarious, secret enemies that seek to bind, constrain, and confine you. That you are not bound to a religion, to a culture, to an ideology, to a particular family heritage or belief. You are not bound by anything. Listen to what it says. He said, I gave you power to tread, to walk upon, to rise above all of these things and all the power of the enemy. Well, the enemy is not some devil or demon or hank or spirit or some entity floating around outside of you, but the enemy is the inner me. Do you realize that your greatest enemy is your own nefarious, erroneous ideologies and beliefs, your inner thinking, your mode of thinking, your beliefs and perceptions that are based upon not reality and truth, but upon dogma, legalism, and religious ideology that you haven't researched or learned for yourself, but that has been given to you by someone else. Come on. And he says, but I've given you the power to free yourself from all of these things. Without anybody having to lay hands on you, without anybody having to pour oil on your head, without you having to spit bubbles, jump over pews, speak in tongues, roll on the floor in the sawdust, I have put within you the power to rise above everything that has held you and constrained you and confined you and been a hindrance, blockage, or an obstacle to your fulfilling your purpose and reaching your destiny and for fulfilling and reaching and embracing the potential that is inside of you. Unconscious power is nothing but potential. That's what potential is. It is power that you are unconscious of, rather. It is power, that is ability, strength, might, and authority that you don't realize that you have. That's why other people see it and you don't. They see your potential. Oh, God, have mercy. They see what you could do, what you could become, how you could rise, what you could accomplish, because they recognize that there is something written in you, something coded within your DNA that you are yet to become consciously aware of. You are so tied and tethered to the ideology of being a dependent, leaning and depending on Jesus, leaning and depending on the prophet, leaning and depending on the imam, the guru, the teacher, the bishop, the pastor, the this, the that, the other, and not recognizing that the real power lies inside of you. You ain't got to tarry for it. You ain't got to pray for it. You ain't got to spit and snarl for it. You ain't got to go and send off to get a blessed handkerchief for it. All you need to do is be reminded. Behold. That's it. All you need to be is behold, to be consciously aware of, to be made conscious of the fact that it's in you. It's like a poor person who has been living under a bridge and eating out of garbage cans and living as a pauper. Someone coming along and saying, behold, or let me make you aware of this. Your father is what's the guy's name? Jeff Bezos. You're rich. You've spent years living under the bridge and eating out of garbage cans because you were unaware of just how stinking, filthy rich you are. Until someone comes along and says, look, you have access to unlimited resources. Unlimited resources are available to you. And the moment you become conscious of it, you might be under the bridge at the moment that you realize it. You might have your hand in the garbage can getting ready to partake in whatever you could salvage and scratch and scrounge from that garbage can. But like the prodigal son, you say, wait a minute. You become aware. You become conscious. You awaken and come to yourself and realize I don't have to live this way. I don't have to be. I have access to unlimited. That is the whole point. Again, another Luke text from Luke chapter 15. It is all about that entire story about the prodigal son is about a person who loses sight of the fact that they are, listen to me, the son of the source. The Father is the source, that is God. The Son is the animated expression of the Father. And the moment that the Son recognizes that I am an individuation of the Father, therefore I have unlimited access to unlimited resources, it comes to himself. He comes to himself and returns to the source. And reclaims his power. Power that he already had, but had lost consciousness that was available to him. Resources that was always his, but he had lost consciousness because he had been wasting his life in riotous living, wasting his life spending everything, all of his present conscious resources on everything that he could until he was depleted. How many of you find yourself in a position where you've been pulled and prodded and used by so many that you find yourself depleted, always there for everybody else, always doing for everybody else, always arriving and being the savior and being the captain and being the person that is running to the rescue of everybody else, but you now are depleted. Or you feel depleted. But can I tell you that your depletion is an illusion? It is an illusion that is only present because you're not consciously aware of the power that lies within you, the ability, the might, the strength, and the authority and responsibility that you have inside, vested in you, loaded and coded in your DNA. Behold, I'm reminded. Deceptions. Did I just blink out? I think I just blinked out for a moment. And I'm back on screen now. Again. There it goes again. Now, the old religious folk would say, the devil trying to interrupt my life. No, it ain't. No, it's my internet provider not giving me a good enough signal. Okay, I wouldn't call them the devil. I would just call it poor service. Not what I'm paying for. And we're going to have a conversation about that. Me and them. But anyway, okay. I want you to be aware of what is inside of you. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And this is going to tie into the second thing that I want to talk to you about. Okay. He says, I'm not giving you strength. I am authorizing you in jurisdiction. I am causing you to recognize the authority that you already have. The jurisdictional authority that you have as the divine image and likeness of God in human form. Whew. I'm trying to remind you of just how powerful you already are. You don't have to get down and tarry and power up. On the signal. There we go. I don't like that. It's blinking out like that now. And according to my computer, I got a strong signal, so I don't understand why it's blinking. Winking, blinking, and nodding. Okay, but what I'm trying to get you to be aware of is the power that's already inside of you. Without a revival, without a conference, without a preacher, without a prophet, without a hands laid, without falling out on the floor, without reciting this, that, or the other, just becoming aware. Listen. I made a statement some time ago. Listen. I wrote it down this morning on a sticky note and it's hanging on her mirror in the bathroom. I made the statement that all power is in your awareness of the power and holding that power in consciousness. Let me say it again. All your power is in your awareness of that power. See, all power is already in you. But if you are not consciously aware of that power, then you are not using, accessing, or activating that power. So all your power is in your awareness of that power that's in you, and then holding that awareness, that power rather, in your conscious awareness. In other words, all your power is activated the moment you become aware of it. All the power that is in you, through you, as you, becomes activated the moment you become aware of it. And it remains active and is sustained the moment you hold that awareness in your consciousness. In other words, you continuously, perpetually are consciously aware that you are limitless, boundless, endless, timeless, that you can do all things, not some things. You have the ability to do all things. How? Through the Christ, that power, that anointing. That's Christos, that anointing, that presence, that force, that energy, that power that has been in you from the moment you were conceived. You didn't get it at the altar. You didn't get it because somebody slapped you on the head. You had it the moment you were conceived. You just have now becoming consciously aware of it. And the more you hold that awareness in your consciousness, the more powerful you become, and the more easily it is for you to manifest the reality that you desire, to create, cultivate, and curate the life you desire. Here's the deeper truth behind that statement. I'm going to say it again first. All your power is activated the moment you become aware of it. And it is sustained the moment you begin to hold it consciously, perpetually. Now, here's a deeper truth behind that statement. Power doesn't cease to exist because you are unconscious of it. But power that you are unconscious of is just potential. I said that earlier. It's potential. It's there, but it's not functional. It's not active. It's not manifesting anything because you're not aware of it. And if you're not aware of it, you don't tap into it. You don't use it. It's like having $1 billion in the bank and you walking around like a pauper. It doesn't erase the $1 billion in the bank. The money is still there, but you're not using it, so it's dormant. It's dormant because you're unaware that the money is there, that it's yours, that you have access to it. So you're walking around living like a pauper and like a beggar. You're walking around living like you broke, when in fact, you got billions sitting here in the bank. But the moment that you become aware that those billions are there, now that power, that resource, that authority becomes active in your life and remains active and grows in its activity the longer you stay consciously aware of it being there. Now, if you go on later and forget that it's there, then it goes right back to being dormant again. It doesn't disappear. It just sits over there as potential. You have the potential to do this. You have the potential to do that. You have the potential to accomplish this. Are you following what I'm saying? But power that you are conscious of gives you authority. And power that is held steadily in awareness becomes manifestation. Are you hearing what I'm saying to you? Most people have power, but few, not even most, all people, all humanity has power, but few are aware of just how powerful they are. Most of you that are sitting on here with me tonight are unconscious of just how powerful you are. You think your power is channeled through something or someone else. That I'm powerful as long as I stay connected to this church, this ministry, this temple, this synagogue, this imam, this guru, this prophet. I'm powerful as long as I hold on to this particular ideology, this particular dogma, this legalism. As long as I do everything right, as long as I don't make any mistakes, as long as I, because God can't work through a dirty vessel. Y'all done heard this nonsense before. Come on. And so they limit the access to your power. They limit your capacity to act in power based upon their particular religious dogma. And so few of you are consciously aware of just how powerful you are. You, by yourself. Whether you're a member of a church or not, whether you go to temple or not, whether you're in the synagogue or not, whether or not you have a particular prophet or a leader or a prophet, any of that, by yourself, you, by virtue of you just sucking up air, just your being here, you have access to infinite power because divinity lives in you, through you, and as you. You're not even aware of how powerful you are. You actually think there are people more powerful than you. Oh, they got more anointing than this one. Nobody's more anointed than anyone. Oh, I just made a lot of my church folk mad right there. That's what I said. No one is more anointed than anyone else. How can you in the same breath say God is no respecter of person, then turn around and say, oh yeah, but then he does have some special people that he anoints more than he does others? Does that make sense to you? God doesn't play favorites, but then he has those that he does favor a little bit more than others. Don't take it personal. He just elevates them above you because he liked them a little bit more. He chose them to do something greater. Come on. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. Same power that exists in your pastor, your prophet, your bishop, your imam, your overseer, your life coach, your guru, your whoever, exists inside of you. You have access to infinite power. You are powerful, having authority and ability to do and to be and to become whatever you choose. Oh, I wish I could get you to believe it. I wish I could not just make you aware of it, but get you to hold it in your consciousness. Which leads me to number six. Leads me to my next thing, which involves the number 6. I want to challenge you. I made a video the other day and I think it was yesterday, I put it out about what you could accomplish in 6 months. I thought I would turn it into a 6-month challenge. I want to challenge you to do the thing, to be the person, to access your power, to become consciously aware of your power and hold that power in your consciousness for 6 straight months. To not talk about it, but to be about it. To really, for the next 6 months, I'm serious, honestly, believe that you can do anything and then go for it. I want you to go for it. I'm talking about whatever your goals are, whatever your vision is for your life, whatever it is that you desire to accomplish, whatever you want to manifest in your life. I want you to go for it as though there is absolutely nothing that can stop you, because nothing can. I want you to go for it. Go for it. I want you to take the limits off your mind, off your creativity, off your ability, off your life. Remove them, shatter them, renounce them. And every time they try and peek their little ugly head up, remember you have the power to tread upon them. Yay! To walk on them, to rise above them. I want you to walk on them and put them where they belong, under your feet. All your doubts, your fears, your idea, your illusions of separation and limitation, put them under your feet and feed yourself with I can and I will. I can and I will. For just 6 months. If you continue, and I've said this before, it's one of my quotes, and you need to write it down, man. Listen to me. If you don't feed your mind with excellence, it will rot with mediocrity. I want you to feed your mind with limitless capacity, power, excellence, ability. I want you to feed your soul, your consciousness with an awareness of the unlimited resources that lie within you. Out of your belly flows rivers of living water. You have been invested and empowered with the power to tread over every doubt, fear, unbelief, every feelings of low self-esteem and limitedness. You have been given the power over it. I want you to access it and move in faith. Take the leap, take the walk, take the chance, take the risk. I want you to act on your power and do so consistently for 6 months. Now, in order to do this, it's going to take a mind shift. Oh God, you got to shift your conscious mind, because your mind has been infiltrated and poisoned with limitations, constraints, and I can't. I'm not smart enough. I'm not strong enough. I'm not intelligent enough. I don't have the resources. I can't do this. I can't do that. So you got to now remap your thinking. Create some new neural pathways within your conscious brain. And you do that through meditation, affirmation, and prayer. Oh, map. You remap your brain. You are transformed by the anachronosis, the renewing, the remapping of your brain, of your mind, through meditation, affirmation, and prayer. Through using the 5-6 keys that I gave you to the universe. Those of you who've been following, you know. Those of you who don't, get in the partner portal, become a part of the Emerge Patreon. Do it right now. You'll have access to all of this teaching and all of this information, and use those tools during the course of these next 6 months. I want to challenge you to do so. If you will commit yourself to living in that space, that mindset, in 6 months' time, you won't recognize yourself. You will change and revolutionize your entire life. 6 months. Give me focus, discipline, and effort. Whoa! Give me 6 months. I'm challenging you. Not give me, give yourself. You're really not giving it to me. You're giving it to yourself. It's a gift to yourself. Give yourself 6 months of consistency, focus, discipline, and effort. Every single day for 6 months, 28 weeks. You are 28 weeks away from changing and revolutionizing your life. 6 months of consistency where meditation and prayer and fasting and study and are you hearing me? And effort of focus and consistency of discipline. 6 months to be disciplined with your life, with your finances, with your health, with your eating habits, with exercise. 6 months of discipline, focus, consistency, and effort. And you will radically change your life. You'll change the trajectory of your life in 6 months' time. You are 6 months away from a brand new you. 28 weeks. 28 weeks to a brand new you that will never be the same. I guarantee you it works. Just commit for 6 months. Give me 6 months. Look, the 6 months are going to go by anyway. August to be here before you know it. That's 6 months from now, right? Well, it's actually the middle part of February. But all right, I'm starting with March. Just from March to August. 6 months. Give me 6 months of being consistent, of being focused, of being committed, dedicated, and putting forth effort, disciplined. 6 months. 6 months. Every day I'm going to pray. I'm going to study. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to do affirmations. I am not praying and begging either. I'm talking about real prayer. I ain't talking about this begging, supplicant, empty pitcher before a full fountain, bad children before a good diet. No, I'm talking about decreeing, declaring, confirming, and affirming, speaking and calling those things that be not as though they were, and then acting upon what you say. Living, moving, and being. All that is coming out of your mind, emerging out of your spirit. 6 months, 28 weeks. Handle your finances with discipline, focus, commitment, consistency, and effort. Do that with your business. Do it with your health. Do it with your diet. Do it with your relationships, and watch how they dramatically, radically shift, elevate, expand, and accelerate beyond anything that you can imagine. I'm challenging you to do it in these next 6 months. Stop talking. Stop running your mouth. Stop all this. Okay, when you get through doing all of that, your life still hadn't changed. I'm telling you how to change your life in 28 weeks. I can and I will. 6 months. Give me 6. I keep saying give me. I keep personalizing it. But give yourself 6 months. See, many of you haven't gone any further than where you are right now because you haven't been willing to be consistent long enough in order to really make things change in your life. You start and stop, start and stop, start and stop. Start the business, work on it for about 2 or 3 weeks, and then you stop. The relationship, you give it your all for about a month or 2, and then you stop. Y'all ain't saying that. Your finances, you work, the job, come on. Your spiritual growth, your development, prayer, you do it consistently for about a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then you stop. You haven't invested enough time for you to really see a radical change. Oh, because you want microwave, you want instant, you want it to happen, but it's got to be a shift in your consciousness, and that kind of change doesn't happen tomorrow. It doesn't happen tomorrow, because what's got to change is you. You got to change your mindset. You are transformed when your mind is renewed. And a renewed mind happens over time. Consistency, focus, dedication, discipline, effort. You got to wrestle with your own mind. Forget about wrestling with a demon or a devil. Ain't no demon and devil. The demon and devil you need to fight with is your mind. Here, you want to do some spiritual warfare? The real spiritual warfare is not out here wrestling against some imaginary entities floating around you. The real spiritual warfare is right here. It is the battlefield of your mind. It is the thought wars that are going on inside of your head that keeps telling you what you can't do and what you won't do and who you are and who you're not. And all these other echoes that are ringing in your conscious mind, disempowering you and causing you to disengage from your purpose and your destiny and your future. There's your warfare. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but they are mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. Where are these strongholds? Casting down imaginations. The thought wars, ladies and gentlemen, that's the stronghold that's holding you in abeyance. That's what's keeping you from accomplishing. That's what's keeping you from rising. It's not some demon or devil out here. It's not the people around you. It's what's going on inside your head. Give me 6 months. Give yourself 6 months, 28 weeks of consistency, focus, discipline, effort in any area. You don't have to try and accomplish everything all at one point, all at once in 6 months. Yeah, just pick an issue, no matter what it is. If it's your finances, give me 6 months where you focus on handling your finances with consistency, discipline, focus, and effort. And at the end of those 6 months, if your finances have not radically changed, I'll eat my hat. I don't have a hat. Well, I do. Wait, find a hat. I'll eat a hat. In any area. I want my relationship to be more healthy and more stable. 6 months. The two of you being consistent, focused, disciplined, and putting forth effort, and see what happens. I guarantee you it works. I guarantee. Pick the topic. Your physical health. 6 months, 28 weeks of consistency, focus, discipline, and effort in the area of your physical health. Focus on it. 28 weeks, 6 months, and see if your health does not spring forth like the noonday sun. You want to lose weight? Give me 6 months of consistency, focus, discipline, and effort, and see if you don't radically lose weight and start to be more healthy, more thin. I'm talking about without Wegovy or any of these other pills and shots and stuff. Discipline in your eating habits, where exercise is concerned. 6 months, 28 weeks, and see where you are. Watch what happens. You going for every little gimmick that come along. Everybody trying to sell you a shot, sell you a pill, sell you this, that, and the other. I'm selling you principles. I'm not even selling it. I'm giving it to you. principles. Apply these principles for 6 months and watch it radically change your life. Your spiritual growth, 6 months. To transform your life by renewing your mind. 6 months to be consistent and dedicated and focused and disciplined and put forth effort. 6 months. And watch your spiritual life take off. Take off. The anointing on your life that flows inside of you will come bubble to the surface, and you'll find yourself accomplishing and doing what you never even imagined that you could do. Pick the area. And I'm challenging you for 28 weeks, for 6 months, between March and August. Be consistent, disciplined, focused, and put forth continued effort. And watch what happens. Watch what happens. Watch what happens. I've written several books about finances. One of the latest ones is The Alchemy of Abundance. It's a really good book. You can find it on Amazon right now. The Alchemy of Abundance, exploring the esoteric science of money. I give you some really good, practical, basic principles in this book. How to transform your life financially. I dare you to get this book and focus on every one of these practical principles for the next 6 months. And if your finances don't radically improve and change, you can come back on this live. I'll put you on stage. You can call me every kind of liar and fake and phony you want to call me. I know these principles work. Just go over to Amazon, get the book. There's like 3 others there that are all about abundance and money. There's some others there that are about sensuality and sexuality. There's others there about embracing your divinity and realizing your divinity, and other books on different subjects. But I want you, if you are struggling where finances are concerned, get these books, follow for 6 months. I'll not only refund you the money for the book, but I'll bring you on stage and you can tell everybody he's a lying prophet, he's a liar. That stuff don't work. Do it for 6 months and watch your life radically change. Oh, here's that other. Rediscovering your identity, embracing your divinity. That's another really good one. You want spiritual growth? Get this book. Follow the principles in it. I outline step-by-step principles that introduce you to your own divinity, the power of God that lies within you. Commit 6 months, 28 weeks, and watch your life radically change. I got 8 books total that I've written that's on Amazon right now. Pick any one of them. You don't want one of my books? Fine. Pick any topic. But use those principles that I just gave you. Consistency, discipline, focus, effort for 6 months. I'm challenging you to do it. And see what happens to your life. Man, I've been on way more than an hour. I said I was going to be on here for a little more than an hour. It's been an hour and a half. So I'm going to shut up. Because I could keep going. I still haven't talked about everything. I want to talk a little bit about the global paradigm shift that's taking place and the season that we find ourselves in, the heave before the harvest. But I'm way over time. So if you want to hear more about that, you want to be involved in that conversation, you need to come on over to the Patreon. Go ahead and join as a free partner and become a part of the Emerge spiritual community, so that you can participate in all the conversations that we have around these particular subjects. I am so glad that you decided to join. So contribute to supporting this particular platform, then you can do so by using any of the means that you see on your screen right now. I welcome your contributions. I thank you for your generosity. Just take a moment right now and send your offering. Those of you who are already partners, you know what your obligations are. You know what I ask of you to do. Please do so, follow through. Those of you who are on the financial fitness plan, I don't have to tell you anything. You know what you need to do. Just continue to follow the plan and watch what happens. Man, we've got testimonies already about people who have followed the financial fitness plan and their whole financial dynamic and life and reality has shifted dramatically. Because it's not some voodoo hoodoo, it is actual principles and practices that you can practically apply that improve your finances every single time. Okay? Every single time. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. Man, I got to go to work on this camera because I do not like looking this dark on here. It's like I'm sitting in a dark hallway. I'm going to work on that as soon as I get off the air. All right? Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. I'll see you next Sunday at 6 p.m. for the Emerge Empowerment Session.
Some of you are even afraid to dream, afraid to imagine. But I'm here to tell you that you are an infinite, limitless, boundless being. Are you willing to do what is necessary to have what you desire?
You've been listening to Apostle Isaac Miles, the disruptive innovator, a mentor, an author, a motivational speaker, an entrepreneur, and the founder and spiritual director at emergelec Life Enrichment Center. Please take a minute to subscribe, like, and share this page. If you'd like to become a partner, you can do so by emailing us at emerge.lifecenter@gmail.com. Again, that's emerge.lifecenter@gmail.com. Once again, thank you for watching.